Hi, Erik Linask here at Telex's CBX 2010 event in New York. And I'm talking now with Mike Rosato from American Fiber Systems. Mike, thank you for joining us and good morning.
Thanks, Eric. Good to be here.
So what's the latest from AFS?
Well, let me tell you a little bit about AFS.
Sure.
We're one of the lesser known companies in the industry, but a fast growing metro service provider. So we're connecting high value targets, whether it's telecom or data centers within 10 metro markets, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Boise, Carson City, Kansas City, Minneapolis, Nashville, and Salt Lake City. I named them all. And we recently announced that in addition to our metro markets, we've actually expanded our backbone. So now we're providing intercity services between our western markets of Reno, Las Vegas, Boise, and Salt Lake City. We also announced recently that we are, we announced that we are the most well-connected network in the city of Las Vegas because we now have all of the gaming industry connected on our network.
Fantastic. I want to touch back on Las Vegas in a minute, but on a broader scale, why have you chosen those cities to get into the markets that you mentioned? They're certainly not the most densely populated.
That's a great question. Our original model when we started business 10 years ago was to be the fiber network in underserved markets. We saw what MFS and TCG were doing in the New Yorks and the Chicagos of the world. So we designed and built our fiber networks to go to the cities where we saw an underservice of metro networks, and that's what gave us our first 5 markets. And then some of the other markets, Atlanta, Las Vegas, have come to us through acquisition.
And then what drove, in those Western markets, what drove the decision to connect them?
Well, it's interesting about that because originally it was done for an internal use. We just to optimize our IP backbone. We sell IP, and so just to backhaul it between our markets. But then we found that we put a small network in place, and we had a great deal of demand because these were sort of, again, underserved routes, and so we were able to beef them up to fairly substantial, a substantial backbone ring, and kind of got us into the mini long haul business, if you will.
Interesting. So, getting back to Las Vegas in particular, it's interesting that you consider that an underserved market, given that it's obviously very condensed in terms of sort of its visitor population right around the Strip area. How'd that come about for you?
Well, Las Vegas is really one of our best acquisitions because it is what I like to say, it's a tier 1 growth market. We're seeing a tremendous amount of not just growth in the gaming industry, but in the commercial industry as well. Data centers, a lot of companies are moving their data center operations there. But yet, historically, it is not a market where a lot of metro providers have built out. So as a result, it was a great opportunity for us to really dominate that marketplace.
Is one of the reasons that you mentioned data centers are maybe moving out there? Is it less expensive to build out there?
I think it's a combination of environment, moving away from sort of the fault lines of California, the earthquake zones. Power is always a very important factor for the data centers. And then I think it's just diversifying where these major companies house their data.
Good. What do you see as being some of the key technology trends that are going to impact specifically your business going forward?
Well, I'm probably going to state the obvious that we see video growth is the obvious, and mobile video growth particularly. We do service for a number of the wireless companies, and whether it's core backbone or metro needs out to the towers, we're seeing tremendous growth in their backbone needs, and also we're seeing a lot of companies that are moving to more of a managed service model. So as a result, they're moving a lot of their operations, their IT operations, into the data centers, and therefore we're seeing the growth in the bandwidth needs for the data center, sort of that software as a service or the cloud computing model.
And certainly that's some of the things that you talk about are what we're hearing an awful lot about. So it's great to get confirmation, industry agreement on some of the drivers. But I mentioned at the outset we're here at CBX 2010. What are you hoping to get from participation at today's event?
Well, CBX is a great event. We've been participating in it for the last 6 years, and in addition to it's a community of the telecom industry that we deal with regularly, so we get to see a lot of our customers are here, but it's also a great opportunity to expand our networks out, our people networks, our customer networks, if you will, in terms of the companies that we meet, that maybe smaller companies, more entrepreneurial companies that we've never met, who are Telex customers as well, and create a business opportunity for us. We're trying to sell stuff.
Of course. Excellent. We've been talking here at Telex's CBX 2010 event in New York. I've been talking with American Fiber Systems' Mike Rosato. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Eric. Great to be here.